coverage you can count on. This is Fox 2 News at 9.
A doctor's office that has served both professional and amateur athletes as well as celebrities for decades goes up in flames.
It's been a winter day for sure. The chill is on and we're tracking our next storm. We'll show you the timeline.
After the front of their apartment building collapsed, neighbors tell me they're worried about their safety and where they're going to go.
A night of celebrations turns violent for some Kansas City Chiefs fans, marred by violence after a nightclub shooting.
Man, I was scared to death.
The anxious moments for one father waiting to hear from his son who was inside that bar.
I'm Elliot Davis. I've learned the head of Bi-State looking into bailing out the Loop Trolley that's now shut down actually sits on the Loop Trolley board. Why that has a commissioner asking questions on You Paid For It.
First on Fox tonight, a doctor's office that's well known for treating well-known athletes and celebrities goes up in flames.
And so does some priceless items inside the building that had been part of the community for decades. Fox 2's Rocky Madden is live in Richmond Heights tonight to show us. Rocky?
Well, Mandy, you may be able to see behind me the windows here at the doctor's office have been boarded up since this early morning fire. The doctor who owns Esquire Orthopedic Rehabilitation and Sports Medicine says he was the first in the St. Louis area to open a sports medicine facility. The fire broke out around 4 this morning. Flames were shooting into the air. It appears the building is a total loss. The owner is relying on his faith to get him through these tough times.
God has his ways. I don't know. There has to be some reason for this. Maybe to give me a rest after 40 years. But it's just very trying and it's a very difficult time in my life.
He says the office was very busy. 140 patients were to be seen Monday. Plus, there are 2 more locations, one in Illinois, the other in South County.
We're hopefully meeting tomorrow with some medical facilities around here to try to find some space for us to get into until this all can be resolved.
He and his wife, Janet, inspected the boarded-up building late Monday afternoon. Over the years, Dr. Draghi treated professional athletes, some of them superstars, and he cared for performers from the Muni. Those patients gave him mementos and gifts. He kept them on display in his office. Now those items have turned to ashes. People who saw the collection were in awe.
Very impressive. Really amazing stuff. So, it's stuff that can never be replaced.
Those things I can't get back, and a lot of them have passed since I've treated them.
Even though the fire was devastating, the doctor and his wife are already looking to the future.
He's going to come back stronger than ever, though. I really believe that.
And the couple tells me that they've heard from firefighters that the fire began somewhere in the roof. So if you are a patient of the doctors or the 5 other doctors who work here, what should you do? Simply call the regular business number. It won't answer here. It's been forwarded to another place. That person who answers should be able to help you during regular business hours. The number 314-644-0885. That's 644-0885. If you didn't get that, you probably already have it. If you don't, go to our website or go on the Fox 2 app. We've got it listed there. Reporting live here in Richmond Heights, I'm Rocky Madden, Fox 2 News.
New tonight, an apartment building goes up in flames in Maryland Heights, and fire crews called for backup. Fire officials say the flames were on the 2nd floor and were shooting through the roof when crews arrived. Thankfully, the fire was contained to only one apartment, and everyone inside the building made it out okay. The fire chief explains why the fire department required a second alarm.
The initial crews got here and struck a second alarm right away, knowing that they had a large apartment building. And again, the weather just needed the manpower. So once we determined that all occupants had safely made it out of the building, we went ahead and released some of the second alarm companies.
At this hour, there is no word on what sparked the flames.
Slick conditions in central Missouri may be to blame for a tractor-trailer crash that had I-70 at a standstill this afternoon. At one point, crews had to close both directions at the Missouri River near Roachport. The westbound lanes were closed for nearly 2 hours. So let's take a live look outside this evening. We did just check with the Missouri Highway Patrol. They're not reporting any problems on area roads. But Chief Meteorologist Glenn Zimmerman has a look ahead for us. Glenn.
Yeah, we definitely have a winter scene around the bi-state area. Snow in central Missouri, big time cold. Some of that snow did sneak into the area, into some of our western and southern counties this afternoon, and it has inspired some school closings. We have those at the bottom of the screen, by the way, so check those out. We're going back 6 hours on the Doppler radar. Quite expansive area of snow that rolled through Columbia and Warrenton, Rolla and Sullivan, so into Warren County and Franklin County and Gasconade and Montgomery County, down toward Park Hills and Fredericktown too. There's dusting of snow in some spots. It's always the small storms that cause the problems on the roadways because everybody's driving too fast. We got to take it easy in some of the areas that are still a bit snow covered, especially within this zone. Metro St. Louis missed most of that accumulating snow, had a couple little spots with a little dusting, but the immediate 270, 255 loop staying okay. And as we stand right now, Doppler radar, pretty quiet for us. Still a couple of clouds here or there that may be squeezing out a few flurries, but the whole system that caused all this, upper level low, dropping south real quick, and high pressure is moving in. Now the chill is fortified back into the metro area. So while we're at 20, look at the teens and single digits to our north, even below zero temperatures with wind chills that are getting extreme in a lot of spots. Kirksville, Kansas City, below zero wind chills. Our wind chill currently at 13 degrees. Even colder across the northern plains. It is a winter night for sure as temperatures drop off tonight. I think early tomorrow morning temps should be in the lower teens. We're going to see quite a bit of sunshine for much of the day. It's nice and bright, but temperatures slow to warm up tomorrow with the chill in place. There's actually a larger storm that's on the move, and it's heading into the bi-state for late week. A lot of similarities to last week, and we'll show you that coming up in just a couple of minutes.
All right, Glenn, thank you. New at 9, residents of a South St. Louis apartment are worried tonight after part of their building collapsed. Fox 2's Michelle Madera spoke to them about their concerns and gives us a closer look at the damage.
Residents tell me when they were having breakfast this morning, they heard this huge noise and felt the entire building shake, and then came out to find this.
I can't even look at it. I'm hurt.
The front lawn of this apartment complex on Dunica in South St. Louis is now littered with bricks that fell off this 4-unit apartment complex, and they took the awning down with them.
I'm hurt that I paid my rent and I'm homeless. I'm hurt that I have to figure out what to do with me, but I'm also hurt that I have to figure out what to do with my pets. And I'm hurt because it was neglect.
Other residents say they've also had problems with eroding stairs, bubbling bricks, electrical issues, and water leaks.
It's no good to repair the inside when the outside is not being repaired. So from February of last year, it's been repaired 4 times, and this has happened since November, and we're 2 months in and it's still hanging out.
I reached out to Byron Martin Realty and was told that he was aware of the situation. He says he reached out to the insurance company and a construction company to get an estimate on repairs. He says he was also waiting on word from the city on if the building is still inhabitable and plans to reach out to the residents. Residents tell me they reached out to him and have not gotten a response.
We are now about to be homeless because of his neglect. I would think he could talk to us, if anything.
Residents and the landlord tell me that they expect the city to come out tomorrow to further inspect the property. In South St. Louis, Michelle Medeiros, Fox 2 News.
Today is Dr. Martin Luther King Day, which is a national holiday to honor the civil rights leader. Fox 2's Patrick Clark has a look at the events being held all across the region today.
Well, a number of events across the St. Louis region today. We're here at the Sheet Metal Workers Hall, and I'll tell you about that in just a moment. But the well-attended civic ceremony at the old courthouse kind of kicked things off in downtown St. Louis and then spread across the region from there. Messages of community and empowerment for all. On MLK Boulevard Monday morning, the MLK March made its way west. The annual Freedom March began at the old courthouse. Cold temperatures did not deter participants, ending at Leonard Missionary Baptist Church. Meanwhile, at the Keating Center for the Performing Arts at Kirkwood High School, the 6th annual Martin Luther King Jr. Day musical celebration took place.
Nonviolence is a real thing to believe in. It's real. In this day and time, we love to hear nonviolence.
The event, featuring poetry, song, and spoken word, gives scholarships to students in the Kirkwood area.
3. Yeah!
And Monday afternoon, the new Urban League Community Resource Center hosted a grand opening at MLK Plaza.
This is a big day. Present information and also resources to the community, especially in some areas that need it the most.
The March on Washington was about jobs and freedom. And one of our greatest presidents at the Urban League, Whitney M. Young, partnered with Dr. King in making sure that jobs were a reality. So for us to be here and allow individuals to have the opportunity to really get some great jobs and make sure they have the clothing, attire, and the suits needed to impress the HR managers always works.
Working with the Urban League, Save Our Sons has placed 225 men in St. Louis into good-paying jobs around the region. We're here at the Sheet Metal Workers Hall tonight. This is the Coalition of Black Trade Unionists. They're having their 42nd annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Human Rights Awards here taking place at the corner of Choteau and Jefferson in the city. Patrick Clark, Fox 2 News.
And there were similar scenes all across the country today, including the annual ceremony honoring Dr. King's legacy in Atlanta.
Dr. King reminded the nation and the world that there is no time like now.
That was the tribute at Ebenezer Baptist Church. A major theme this year is highlighting the commitment to racial equality and equal justice. Dr. King is the only non-president to have a national holiday dedicated in his honor, and his family says he can still be a unifying figure.
I really believe he would ask us to communicate without hatred, without fear, without rancor. I believe we can still do that in America. I really do.
National parks also offered free admission today and are organizing community service projects all week long. Controversy over gun rights sparked a massive event in the streets of Richmond, Virginia today.
The rally that had authorities on high alert and even sparked a state of emergency.
We were calling this phone and wasn't getting no answer.
Tense moments for one father waiting to find out if his son was hurt in a Kansas City bar shooting. The actions by one person that likely saved lives of those celebrating the Chiefs' victory.
Also, the fate of the troubled loop trolley still unclear tonight, but one man who will be deciding if it should get a bailout says what is clear is there's a conflict of interest.
And a live look tonight from our Art Van Furniture web camera in the Central West End at the Chess Club Hall of Fame. A cold night in the city of St. Louis. This is Fox 2 News at 9. It's coverage you can count on.